It's Edo 4 back at it again with another episode of Edo Self Talk. And for our sponsors, it's not even just going to be me this time, but it's also going to be going to Adult Swim and Ginger Root. Now, no, they did not pay me to say this or the whole 9 yards. This is just something that I really want to give sponsors for this video. This is their own sponsorship, including with my own. So here is of Adult Swim with all your favorite new and classical cartoons and series of within like fashion, toys, and everything down below. And here is Ginger Root for his songs to have for vinyl, fashion, and everything in the whole 9 yards.
Hurry, we gotta post the link!
I'm trying.
What am I paying you for?
Don't pay me anything.
Because
we are the same person and I work for myself, therefore I don't get paid. That's not until you buy all these old Ginger Root shirts!
And speaking of which, before we continue further for this episode, we gotta play this sound right here that goes. That is the warning sound. And this is how we're going to begin. And once again, hello text box. So the reason why this episode is going to be unique critique is because what I said within the last episode is that there was a bit of a critique that I was going to do and is going to be about this. But before we start off with this is first things first, let's start off, I guess, with the beginning of how I first found, I guess, within Adult Swim Toonami and Ginger Root in the first place. I would say with Adult Swim Toonami, it's been probably since the beginning for since I was like 7 years old. There was just times where I would just flip through the channels and I would just see it. And then there was also nights when I would start to engage to see it. And one of my favorite things I loved seeing from it was Bobo, and also all the other animes that they have played around this time. There was a moment when the original host was not here anymore, and then Toonami kind of went on a bit of a hiatus for around 3 to 4 years, and then afterwards it came back. Now it would be 14 years since it came back from the original time that was gone within those 4 years, so since 2008 to 2011. And it's also interesting to note that when the whole airtime of this began on Cartoon Network, aka also Adult Swim, was right around the time that I was born. So it is just interesting that is how I first found Adult Swim / Toonami and Cartoon Network. And I would say Cartoon Network as a whole, I've been watching it since I was like 5 years old. And also that's when I got my first taste of anime as well, of Hamtaro. And now we're going to move on to Ginger Root. This was around the time back in 2021 when I was still doing the J-pop reports. Unfortunately, I can't remember which one it was at the moment. Like I said, editing Edo will help me out on that, but that's when I was starting to do the J-pop reports at the time, at the very, very beginning, and also the start of the podcast as well. I saw within the recommendations of YouTube that his song Loretta was just there, and it was just something that made me say like, hey, maybe I should go check this out just to see what this is about. And then from that moment, I've never really looked back. I would probably say from every song from that point forward to even continue on, I just loved it ever since. Now, the thing that I'm going to be hitting on with this is the moment of when the critique, it starts with the Adult Swim Ginger Roots special. Now, it's not going to be about it being there at all or even what was there. It's just how it was set up. And here is a video of my first impression of it. So please enjoy.
Visual album Shinban Yumi. Next.
Look, I know it's a little zany, but we can only afford one actress and a baby.
Guy, hands it to you, Toonami. Great job, you guys. Now, like I said, before we've played this video of me of my reaction of the promo of Ginger Root for them of the special when it was coming out. And I know this is very late, but there's just been really lots of stuff going on. And I was thinking now would be the perfect time to finally mention it. It is not the problem that Adult Swim have put Ginger Root on their program for the anime block. Not at all. That's not the problem. And even for what was shown on there, that wasn't the problem either. Because for this special, it had a really good storyline. And it really had lots of character development, music, and action beyond repair. The only problem that I really had on a personal level was the fact that it's all been seen before. Like, especially if like you go to the YouTube page of Ginger Root, it shows all the stuff that was already shown on the special. And I remember thinking from the first part, I'm like, okay, maybe this is not really a little bit good, but hey, maybe in the second half it'll be better. And then, I checked the second half, I'm like, okay, maybe this is redemption, but here was the thing that became the problem. It was the fact that on the second half, all of this was also there on YouTube. If that stuff was missing before the premiere, like before the premiere of it, and they like just put it afterwards, that would have been like a cool call. But the thing is that it wasn't like that. It was just that it was like all of this was all seen before, and there wasn't even any part that was like extra or anything like that. To even prove my point for especially this episode, here is a screenshot of basically putting all of this together exactly just the way they did it, without any type of specials or anything. I mean, the only thing they really did put was just the bumper, but in all seriousness, it was all the same way of like, again, from these screenshots, how I would do it. I would just put these videos together, and then that's the special, and that's literally what it was. I'm not even saying like I could do it. Anybody could do it. Even somebody that don't even have iMovie, where they just have like a simple program of any type. Anybody could just do that. That was the part that felt upsetting, is that there wasn't really any extra scenes or extra anything. Also, on an editing note, I obviously cannot like put these videos like for this episode because of copyright strike, and I really don't want to be banned off the YouTube shadow realm again. Like, I don't want this to be my fourth time, even though 4 is my lucky number and favorite number, just not in these circumstances. Now back into the video. Not even like a behind the scenes, not even a thing like pop-up video, which would like show a fact or something different that wasn't on YouTube before. That was, I would say, the biggest problem I had with it, is that all of this was just the same. There wasn't any behind the scenes. There wasn't any type of thing that felt different than what I would have saw from Ginger Roots YouTube. That was really the whole problem I really had with the special. Not that it existed and not that it was there. It was just the fact that it was really all the same. But otherwise, it was a good special. I really can't lie and say it wasn't a good special. And also, I will say, also from this note, I did remember I had another bit of like some hot topics of Cartoon Network from the podcast side of Podcast Edo with the Q&A special with Matt Tack and Drew B, and also another Q&A special of the Halloween within that same year of 2022 of Noel Comics and International Channel for Life. Hello everyone, Editing Edo here. Would also like to give a shout out to the Fusion How, the Blerdcity, and the Chris Lotus for also within the takes of the Toonami and Cartoon Network type of thing. And now let's move back to the video. In conclusion, I am 100% happy that Adult Swim and Ginger Root, they have teamed up. And as far as even new content and new stuff that they had, I'm proud of them as well, of just at least trying to get better, especially for Cartoon Network, because they've been on a bit of a hard road for sure. Ginger Root, I feel like he's gonna be okay at the start and end of the day, and that's even why from this episode I was introducing the history about them, but also I have put a sponsor for them for this episode that I'm making right now. This is why, because again, it's not even like the special itself was bad. It's the fact that it was just the same as if I would go on YouTube. Like, even if that's like if just these episodes, or even podcast Edo, if you just put all these videos together and there's not really a break, there's not even any type of commentary, no special features, nothing. It's just like you just put all these episodes together with just ad breaks. That's really how that felt. But like I said, overall, not really a bad special. It just felt like it was something that we've all seen before. And once again, no disrespect to them either. I would say, and I would hope, like, if they did this again, they might, who knows, maybe, like, if there's a chance of Ginger Root and Toonami Adult Swim, aka Cartoon Network, if they've done this again, maybe they might actually do a behind the scenes special. It is what I would like, but if they even do something even different, and once again, it's just not on YouTube or not anywhere until like the premiere happened, I'd be cool with that. That is just really what I could take away with this. And on this level, I guess before we get into the final part, I do wish everyone from Adult Swim, aka Cartoon Network, all good luck, especially since they're from the area where I was born in, which was Atlanta. And also Ginger Root, a good luck too. And also on that note, for speaking of birthdays, one of my last birthday specials I did from Ginger Root's No Problem, it did pretty much inspire me to make of the song Match the Day, my demo song. And also I have the Q&A special of every question that everyone has asked for for my demo song. And also, of course, the 7th anniversary special there as well. So I hope you all enjoyed my unique critique of this. And if there is any more suggestions that you guys want me to do, or anything in the whole 9 yards, I'm always open to it. And before we begin with the closing, here is my own sponsor of my own book of Who Am I For Real? Growing Up with Edo, Part 1. Of not even just the book itself, but also the book of the Amazon and Kindle from the Amazon link down below, the audio version of my said book, and also a thing that's back again is the Q&R code for the book and everything in the whole 9 yards. But first, we're going to move on to the old school shoutouts that goes to NemsRap, Stephanie Sue, aka Rotten Mango, Blerdcity Podcast, and also check out their Valentine's Day special, which I've sent in a question for them. Joe Bartozi, and the Ang Pang 18, and happy late birthday to you too, my friend. The shoutouts that we got, it goes to Tomoe Umari, the VTuber, an up and coming group of 1 or 8. Rothschild, aka Crabman 732, Big Daddy Leo, Trippy Hendrix VTuber, Mr. Heema, and Latin Jam 1. As usual, you all, I hope you enjoyed this special. I will be out for a little bit for there's just been extra stuff that I gotta do for my anniversary for this channel that requires lots of planning, and also at the same time there is some stuff I gotta check out within, you know, my health. And I will do my best to, I guess, maybe either if I can't make more of this until the anniversary time, then I will do my best to make some podcast episodes. But even, you know, even if that can't come about, and even for the promo end I can't do that either, I will at least do my best to still be, you know, still be at least a bit active within social media realms. And as usual, you all, I hope you all enjoyed this episode here. And my friends, I will see you next time. Cue that theme song. And I believe now this year it would be, hold up for a second. Let's see. Okay, that right there could be the first one right there. And that's even why, you know, for this I not only gave them like the benefit of the doubt of even explaining of how I got introduced to them in the. This is not only why from, and now afterwards, my friend, now we're going to move on to the shoutouts. First, we're going to move on to the old shoutouts. That goes to NemsRap. Oh wait, hold up. Wait. So now for the shoutouts that we got, it goes to Tomoe Umari, VTuber. Oh wait,